All right, here we go. Here we go. D Nut, the Hav-Life coach. D Nut, the Hav-Life coach. Throwing out Hav-Life lines. Because Nip said, Nip represented, Nip embodied. The king will rise. The king will rise. The queen will rise. SPI. SPI also said, Queen pins, my kingpins, you paroled. You have paroled. You free. You a free agent. So now I'm coming to use the principles that these individuals put out here. Sign you up to their team. Hav-Life coaching is about signing you up as a free agent to the parole movement so you can stick to the script. To the king will rise, queen will rise. So you can fulfill your destiny, your purpose. Find your purpose or you're wasting air. That's what Nip said. Find your purpose or you're wasting air. If you don't fulfill your purpose, if you ain't rising, if you ain't ascending, it's a waste of time. And we hate waste. This is a hate, waste, fast movement. To join this team, you saying, yo, I hate waste. I will not waste the raw talents. All right, so let's get to it. 4 principles. Defense. 4 principles. Defense. On the clip that you just watched. 4 principles. I'm going to give them to you. Number 1, remember the defense, the fundamentals of the cornerstone of the defense are break the cycle. Make a new cycle. Take the lead in the cycle or lead the cycle. Recycle the cycle. Break the cycle, the negative cycle that's plaguing your life. Then create a new cycle. Make the cycle. Then procreate, replenishment. That's leading. When you are pro at anything, you are the leader. Procreation. Procreate is fruitfulness. It's abundance. Procreate. Replenishment. That means abundant life. And then finally, layer cycle to cycle. Put it on autopilot. Make it unstoppable. Make it happen for generation after generation after generation. Create a beautiful print to hand down, a heritage, a legacy. This is the defense. I'm going to show you these 4 points in the clip that just went by. Point number 1, break the cycle. Point number 1, break the cycle. Nip said, now understand, he said, I ain't nothing like these rap niggas. Nothing. He's talking about the industry execs, these other rap niggas, the labels, the everything. So all you gotta do is take and identify your rap nigga factory in your life. Whether it's your education, the rap nigga factories holding you back in your education. Whether it's your dead-end job, the rap nigga factory in your dead-end job. Whether it's the rap nigga factory principles in your relationships that's killing your relationships. Whatever it is that's a negative cycle holding you back, crabs in a bucket, that is the rap nigga factory. And you could apply these principles of how to defend against the rap nigga factory in any area and phase of your life. So I'm just going to use how he addressed it, and then you learn how to apply it to your life. Here we go. Number one, he said, they said to him, how you going to become a star? How you going to become a star, and how you going to become big without the marketing machine behind you? What was his response? Who said that was my goal? Who said that was my goal? Your perception of what is big, your perception of what a star is not my perception. I don't see me. Your goals for me and my goals for me is totally different. You don't get to set goals for me. Number one, break the cycle. Stop settling for their goals and aspirations for your life. That's number one. And what we call that is renowned enmity. I'll say it again. Renowned enmity. When nobody can define you, when nobody gets to tell you what their plan and goals for you are. They planning their goal is only to benefit and produce whatever type of profit that they want based off of what they marketed. It don't got nothing to do with making you the best person that you are, getting the best out of your talents and your abilities and your assets and stuff that you bring. It has nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with you being the greatest of the great ever to do what it is you doing. No, they already selected they fake, phony, so-called kings of New York, king of New York. They already are promoting the images and the negative, destructive image, and they just want everybody else to take their little 30 pieces of silver and continue. Nah, he said, who said that's my goal? Number one, renowned enmity. Put separation. Number two, so that's break the cycle. Then you got to make the cycle. He said this. Above all, create something to be proud of. Above all, create something to be proud of. You know what's so dope about that? His name is prophetic. A king will rise. But the King of Kings also stated in the word, yeah, we all things to all people. We all things to all people. We can communicate on whatever level with the best of them on any and every level. Don't matter. Highways and the byways, straight out the word, however you want it, we can give it to you. So the King of Kings said, beloved, I wish above all things that you prosper, be in health, even as your soul prospers. Beloved, I wish above all. And then Nip just said, the second principle in the defense is, I told you, is create a new cycle. Once you break the old cycle, you got to create a new cycle. And he said, above all, create something to be proud of. He said, I ain't talking about right now when it first splashes and hits. He said, forever, I want to be able to look back and say I'm proud of it. Now you know he ain't nothing like these rap niggas. When you look at the history of rap, what What can you be proud of? When you look at the trash that they spewing for Rick Rubin and Lawyer Cohen and all of these Jimmy Iovine and all of these individuals peddling death and destruction, negative images. What can you look at and be proud of? This man said, above all, above the money, create something to be proud of. What? That's number two. Number three. He said they forced my hand. What's the third principle? First principle, break the cycle, make a new cycle, take the lead, lead the cycle. He said they forced my hand. They forced my hand. So I had to figure out ways to rise and ascend above them all. Once again, he talking about the industry. He talking about the current labels. He talking about the current rap so-called icons that's claiming that they king of this and king of that and king of this. He like, yo, they forced my hand. I had to figure out ways to rise above them all. The Proud to Pay It Back campaign was one of many proof. Yo, I could sell my content for $100, and my people so loyal that I'm gonna be able to get that off. Not only did he come up with the mentality, not only did he believe it could be done, he spoke it into the atmosphere, and then he executed. And it happened. That's why he was a threat. So they forced my hand. I had to figure out ways. So what does that mean? You need to figure out ways to rise above and ascend above them all. Wherever it is you are in your life. Wherever it is, in any financially, physically, beloved, I wish above all things that you prosper, be in health, even as your soul, financially, physically, spiritually, your relationship, your marriage covenant, your celestial and your terrestrial marriage covenant. Dual sovereignty is what I call it. You are sovereign. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Your marriage covenant. On earth and heaven. You won. 4 components. Last one, I'm going to give it to you. He said, so this principle is layish cycle to cycle. Layish cycle to cycle means once we've gotten it back to a point where we've recycled divinity, then we put that divinity on autopilot throughout our whole heritage and our legacy. We've erased the generational curse of poverty, and we handed down a generational abundant life, heritage, and customs to our children's children. We call it layish cycle. We've taken the waste and we've recycled the divine talents the God-given talents that we've always been. That's the recycle. Upcycle is the individuals in our circle who have been broken down and torn apart and destroyed. We upcycle. We remove the inhumanity of society. This is the layish cycle. Recycle divinity, upcycle inhumanity. Right? So in Laius cycle the cycle means put it on autopilot, the abundant life. All right? That's the fourth principle. And this is what Nip said in the joint. He said, they know it's a social component to this competition thing. They know it's a social component. They know it's a component of King of the Mountain. They know. Because if you ain't in it to be King of the Mountain, what is you in it for? But see, that's what makes him different. He is only has his sights set on being the best of the best that ever did it. Whereas these other rap niggas in the industry, they just want they little 30 pieces of silver, and they willing to sell our community out, sell your sons and daughters out. They willing to portray whatever role, fill whatever stereotype, perpetuate any negative image, negative programming, negative whatever, just to be able to touch whatever quick 30 pieces of silver. But Nip said the industry has made it to where they know the competitive nature, the divine competitive nature that we already have. When you were born the Lion King of Kings, they know that there is a supernatural drive to be the king of the mountain in their group. Not in the industry's group. It don't have nothing to do with them. They know that in us is a supernatural drive to be king of the mountain. So, Nip said, the label, they went too hard. They tried to make it like the only way to get it is to go through them. Like we wasn't going to figure it out. Like we wasn't going to figure out how to lay the cycle to cycle. They went too hard. Now I'm about to blockbuster the industry. Now I'm about to blockbuster the industry. They Blockbuster, I'm Netflix. Blockbuster had an opportunity to merge with Netflix. Y'all better listen to me. Blockbuster had an opportunity. Our ancestors gave the West an opportunity to merge, to be grafted in with the greatness. Our ancestors brought knowledge, brought everlasting life, brought abundant life. Showed them how to love, showed them how to recreate, showed them how to procreate. There's no civilization that has ever come on this earth that has not studied at the feet of our ancestors. Mathematics, science, building, trade, commerce, sailing the globe. Now there's no slaves, as kings, as queens, the greatest kings of the earth, the greatest queens of the earth ever. The greatest kingdoms, the greatest empires, the greatest shipbuilders, the greatest merchants, the greatest in everything, the greatest competitors, the greatest lovers, the greatest fathers, the greatest teachers, the greatest prophets, the greatest prophetesses have all come from our line. They just changed everything, turn it into a pagan idol, give it a European name, run it through the Greeks or the Romans, tell you that Plato or Socrates did it. Homer spit it. Now you got Western Enlightenment. All right. He said they went too far. They played too hard. And so now, ain't no more opportunities to merge. Ain't no opportunities to get on the team no more. Now, because they tried to play too hard and they tried to front. Blockbuster bypassed the opportunity. Now, tell me when the last time you done went and rented a video. That's what he said. When the last time you went and rented a video? It's just like Europe. Europe still trying to front. They still got some fake royals over in England talking about their royalty. Where? They still got some fake royals talking about they got a crown. Where? Who? What crown? He said, they Blockbuster, I'm Netflix. I'm telling you, the West is Blockbuster. England is Blockbuster. France is Blockbuster. Italy, the Vatican is Blockbuster. Germany, China, Blockbuster. So-called Middle East that are puppets of Great Britain, Blockbuster. And we just telling you, if you apply these 4 principles, all of these fake authorities in your life will be blockbusters too. The king will rise.